For more thrills with day 2 of the rally.
Day 2 of the Circuit of Ireland Rally, and already, before the action has even got underway, there's been a sensational development. Late last night, officials discovered that there had been a timing error on Special Stage 2 yesterday. That was at Parkinore in County Tyrone, and that has changed the look at the top of the leaderboard, if not in terms of actual positions, certainly in terms of the margins between the leading contenders. David Llewellyn is still in front, but now has just 10 seconds to spare over Russell Brooks. Jimmy McRae back in third place is a mere 46 seconds behind him now. McRae had lost a bit of time on that Special Stage 2. So that stage is scrubbed and the lead now whittled down because of it. Well, today the drivers head off from here, 76 crews remaining. They have a journey of almost 240 miles to Waterford, and on the way they'll take in 7 more special stages, and among those stages, one at the racing circuit at Mondello Park in County Kildare.
Tend to be a bit smoother towards the south, so it'll probably suit the Cosworth here and perhaps Russell a bit more. So we're hoping it'll get a bit damper a bit later on and we'll have the advantage again.
Well, hopefully we've got the car a bit better and suited more for the roads out here, so I hope we should go a bit better today.
David Llewellyn's early prediction was quickly proved accurate, as the first 2 stages of the day were indeed better suited to McRae's Sierra. On the fast, dry tarmac, Llewellyn pushed the quattro as hard as he dared, knowing McRae was closing all the time. Russell Brooks in second position was the man immediately under threat from the Flying Scot. Try as he might over the final Northern Ireland stages, couldn't keep McRae at bay for long. Those early morning stages were long and fast, a total of 37 high-speed miles, providing a perfect showcase for the Cosworth Sierra to show its pace. After his settling-in period yesterday and some suspension readjustments, McRae is now showing the kind of form which has brought him 4 circuit wins in the past. And over those 2 stages, he pulls back 40 seconds on the leader. Last year, Simon Davison finished 6th on the circuit in a big Nissan. This year is in a smaller 16-valve Golf GTI, but he's holding down 4th place with an impressive performance. Sebastian Lindholm and Stefan Pettersson from Finland continue on their relatively untroubled way in the second of the Audi Quattros. Bill Collins in the second Sierra is another driver who's enjoying the early morning run. He's already improved 1 place on his overnight position. He's 5th. David Metcalf and Paul Watkins are 8th in their Opel Kadett. Wyndhaf Evans and Ed Morgan are also in the top 10 in spite of brakes which are locking up under heavy pressure. The Toyota Corolla of Graham Middleton and Nicky Grist is doing well in 9th place. But Louise Aitken-Walker and Ellen Morgan have been forced out of the top 10. They've dropped 3 places to 12th. Fast improving Austin McHale has picked up 3 places to lie 10, in spite of an unscheduled modification which has removed his back window and left Big Monza with blow-through ventilation. Robin Phillips is a young Ulsterman who's been doing most of his recent rallying in Great Britain. But he and Austin Fraser are enjoying their outing on their home event. Their Golf GTI is 13. Dublin photographer Frank Fennell is fighting hard to improve on his position. He's 15th. In Group N, it's John Lyons who leads the way with a 20-second advantage, partly due to the grip of the Lancia's four-wheel drive.
The whole nature of the rally is now changing. From the narrow twisting lanes in the north, the roads and speeds are opening up. As Phil Collins' service crew make arrangements for his arrival at Dundalk, the Audis and cadets are under real pressure.
How far are you away from service, Phil?
We're on our way to you now. Can you look out for us?
Okay, we'll get a lad out waiting for you.
David Llewellyn has given of his all, but he is giving away almost 100 brake horsepower to Jimmy McRae. And only the weather and other misfortunes can now save him from the Sierra threat.
Well, we're holding Russell all right. We've just taken 1 second each stage off him, but Jimmy McRae is the problem. He's getting the power down this morning in the Sierra. These fast stages are suiting him, and he took, I think, 40 seconds off us on the first 2 stages. So, I mean, it's an enormous amount of time.
A lot happier with the car. We did the rear suspension last night. The car's much better, much more stable, and I just have more confidence in the car now.
Now you are within striking distance of David Llewellyn.
Yeah, I think we're 1 second in front of Russell now and 10 or 11 behind David. But as long as the stages are open and fast, we seem to be all right. If we're going to the really bumpy ones again, we might have a problem.
We hope it's going to rain so we can have a bit more of an advantage back again.
Jimmy McRae's charge is telling on his brakes. His gentle nature is paying off for both man and machine. Peter Katanak of RTE explains.
Well, this is the first year we've had him, and we're very pleased up to now because he's very easygoing, and when he says something, we know he means it. So we just get on with the job, and we're beginning to feel a lot happier now.
McRae's advance has been at Brooks's expense. With the quicker stages and only 170 brake horsepower in the cadets, it was inevitable. Brooks is too experienced to be flustered.
Well, the stage is now much wider and much faster. And, of course, the Astra's, the 2-litre Astra, it's got about 170 horsepower. And the Sierras are nearly 300. So on those sort of stages, we just can't match his times. Or Phil Collins.
I understand that you're a bit unhappy about stage 2 being cancelled yesterday.
Yes, so the organisers had the option, I believe, of applying the new FISA rule, whereby if they get a problem with the timing, they can just credit the slowest time to those people who don't do the stage properly. And that way the stage could have been kept in for all the other competitors. I've got a vested interest as well with the fastest. We're having a very close battle with quite a few people at the top of the rally, and none of our times were affected, and I don't see why it should be deleted.
The Opel Monza here at Dundalk seems to have lost quite a bit of its rear end. Austin McHale, what's the story behind this?
Actually, in the second stage out of Belfast this morning, the hinges and the back window broke, and just like a parachute. You know, we have bad brakes in the car, but it was flapping up, and it cracked, so the hinge broke, and we had to take it off. So the boys have gone back to GM in Dublin and to see if they can get another one. So we don't know if we can get any in the bike-guard roll or not.
Austin, you're laughing a little bit here. The hinge seems to be in good order now.
I know, I'm talking about the one that was on the window. What was funny about it was like a parachute out the back of the car. It was just flapping up. That's what I'm laughing about. It was probably quite dangerous for cars coming after us. I had to got off the back of the car because somebody come around the corner and a big lump of glass in the road would have probably instantly four-wheel puncture.
Could it be that these boys aren't in too much of a hurry to get this new window from Dublin because they're very heavy items?
An original Monza one is a very heavy item, okay, but we're using a lightweight glass window, you know, so which is not heavy. And the car at the moment, we're getting an awful lot of fumes into it, so we're going to have to get something into the back of it. You know, it's no alternative having no window in the back for the fumes, because we won't last for the fumes.
The Monza is serviced from Mondello, and there's a feeling that the repair of the lighter lift back will not be a priority in the dealer Opel Team Ireland camp.
Well, we had a couple of nice stages there, not too much gravel, not too much tight stuff. Nice open, proper Ulster stages, you know? So that was better. I think we were second quickest on both of those to Jimmy. But Jimmy's now really got the feel for his Cosworth, and I can see Jimmy getting up, taking the lead now. If it stays dry, of course, that'll be the crucial thing. If it comes wet, then the front-wheel drive and the four-wheel drive cars will be back in with a chance again.
Mondello Park race circuit is dry and fast, not what Llewellyn needs at this stage. As Jimmy McRae waits on the line in his race-bred Cosworth, he knows that this test is vital. Dundalk suffers from a further time loss to the Scotsman, who is 8 seconds faster than the opposition at Mondello. 44 seconds behind the top three comes Simon Davidson. The golf is smoking a little bit here, but he is in a great hurry, as both Sebastian Lindholm in the second Audi Quattro and Phil Collins in the Sierra Cosworth are on the same minute. David Metcalf is the second quickest of the 2-litre cadets and is now in 8th place. David is closely shadowed by the spectacular Graham Middleton in his 1600cc Toyota, just 10 seconds behind. Middleton acts as the warm-up to the large Mondello crowd, as many have come to see their next driver, local hero Austin McHale. Austin doesn't disappoint them. He has won races here before while travelling in the opposite direction, and the crowd love every moment. Young Robin Phillips has the very experienced Austin Fraser beside him reading the pace notes, and they are now lying a very creditable 14th place. And another Dublin hero, Frank Fennell in the 1800cc cadet, moves into the top 15. Now come the two Lionses from Castleturg, not related but from the same town. Robin drives the Group A Peugeot, and John leads the important Group N category in the Lancia Ireland Delta. The damage, incidentally, was incurred yesterday at Boyd's Quarry. It's festival time at Mondello, and the large crowd are enjoying the Group N or standard car battle. Behind John Lyons is Blackburn driver Russell Morgan, now in second place in Group N and enjoying Mondello hugely in the Mercedes 190. As Peruvian Ferreras sets off on his trip round Mondello in his Group N Sierra Cosworth, we will move off down the road back to the real stuff of rally, Flagmount Stage in County Kilkenny, at 16.5 miles in length. In fact, it is the longest in the rally.
Now, for the first time, the drivers face the threat of rain, as our radio car reports.
Suddenly there's a major change in the weather as the cars enter County Carlow. After a balmy weekend so far, the rain is coming down heavily now, and all the competition cars are actually on public road sections at the moment on slick tires. There is a possibility of a free service before the next stage, something that's going to be very necessary indeed.
Wet roads could well scupper Jimmy McRae's chance of victory, but they won't dampen his sense of humour.
I think Dial Llewellyn must have been doing a rain dance on the way down here. Certainly going to suit the Quattro from now on.
Jimmy's within sort of 3 seconds of us now, so hopefully this will help us pull a bit of a lead back again.
No. Typical Irish weather, you know, you get a bit of Irish mist, a bit of rain, a bit of dry, you don't know what to do really. We're going on an intermediate time, playing safe.
Thank you, Robin. Right, now, Robin's recommending, Michelin recommending SCV20s, aren't they?
The vital tyre choice is made, and it's back into the action on special stage 11. But Brooks knows his Opel just doesn't have the horsepower to hold off the Sierra Challenge. McRae has moved ominously into second place, and now he has a real go at catching Llewellyn. Blackmount's 16.25 miles are narrow, slippery, and very demanding. Even the spectators can get into pole position here. Newlands Terry Cabey goes through in a Peugeot. Car 71, that's Group N leader John Lyons in a Lancia Delta. And here's the big Mercedes of Russell Morgan, just holding on to second place in Group N.
Well, here's our Group N leader, John Lyons. How's it gone so far?
Well, it's gone very, very well, George. The car has behaved tremendously. We haven't had a bit of span on it, apart from me making a wee bit of damage and work for the boys. That has been it. But I must say, I'm delighted with the car. It's ahead of the BMW, ahead of the Mercedes, and we're very pleasantly surprised that it's just so quick for being just out of the showroom.
Straight off the shelf, really.
Straight off the shelf, yes.
And how much would a car like this cost to put into the rally?
This car is £13,500, £13,500. It's just out of Mark Riley's showroom, and it's as you see it. It's a pure Group N car. Roll cage and the safety features. After that was it.
So here's Russell Morgan, who's driving the Flying Merc, and second in Group N to John Lyons. The Mercedes is not perhaps the car we'd have expected to see in the Circuit of Ireland.
No, it's a bit big, but it's got a lot of traction for a big car. It handles quite well on the bumps, so it's a bit big for the small, tighty lanes, though.
Where have you done well? How have you got yourself into this position behind John?
Stage 8 and 9 we were very quick on. I think we set fastest time on both of those. But yesterday we were able to keep up with the BM and the Sierra. John Lyons took time out of us all day yesterday. We're taking a bit back today.
At Erigna, stage 12, the weather is vital to the leaders. It's dry and McRae takes full advantage. 6 seconds to be precise. The Shropshire driver, Graham Middleton, is turning out to be one of the real entertainers of the event. And Andrew Wood's rather tawdry start is now turning into a desperate effort to catch up. As with the front runners, four-wheel drive is not such an advantage in Group N on dry roads. Lyons must hurry as here comes...
Big Mercedes.
Also in a hurry, Ferraris. It's definitely time for that Condor moment. By stage 13, the rain was back. Crews had changed to wet weather tyres and battened down the hatches against the elements. All except Austin McHale, whose rear visibility was not impaired. Although wet, the stage is fast, and Jimmy McRae now takes the lead. Simon Davidson takes it gently over the bump. Too gently, perhaps, as his fourth place is now under threat from Phil Collins. Wyndham Evans' great run is sadly almost over. He will hit a tree in the next stage, and here he eases the Sierra towards that disaster. Others weren't so gentle.
In the village of Portlaw, the fans wait to see how Llewellyn responds to McRae's 3-second lead. The answer is emphatic as the Quattro races ahead once more. The final stage of the day is slippery, and McRae sees his slim lead turn into a 3-second deficit again. Brooks looks secure in third place. Simon Davison's Golf GTI matches Brooks' time over the stage to the second. This is Lindholm in the Quattro. And Phil Collins in a Sierra. But Wyndham Evans is about to go out when he hits a tree. However, there are no problems for Graham Middleton's Toyota. Or for Louise Aitken-Walker, top lady driver in a Peugeot. And Austin McHale goes through, still minus the rear window. But for Robin Phillips, the rally is about to end in spectacular fashion. car is facing the wrong way on the stage and has very badly damaged steering after hitting a wall. The marshals rush to move it. There are only a few seconds in hand before the next car comes through. Even co-driver Austin Fraser has to lend a hand, or a foot. The car is completely undrivable, but eventually it's moved to safety. And it's business as usual for Morgan and Panaro in the Mercedes. Simon Stubbings is the first of 3 Mazdas left in the rally. Leo Shaw and Seamus Boyle lead their class in Group N. Ian Donaldson may be 21st, but at least his BMW M3 is still running, unlike some. And still Church Corner is presenting its problems. Kenny McKinstry is unusually low down the field, his hands full with the big Volvo. Richard Hall in another Mazda.
Tomorrow, everything must go like a train. Still ahead are over 80 miles of stages of what the organisers have described as the sting in the tail for the 1987 Rothman Circuit of Ireland Rally. It will be fast and furious at the top. David Llewellyn in the four-wheel drive Quattro is praying that the rain will continue. Jimmy McRae, if he is to get his historic 5th circuit win, will be wanting dry roads, and Brooks will be counting on reliability. This is where the best and fastest engineers in the motoring business play their part. On Frank Fennell's car in the dealer Opel Team Ireland camp, a precautionary gearbox change takes place in minutes rather than days. It is a well-rehearsed routine that astounds the onlookers at Waterford's Park Fermy. This is the mucky and highly skilled part of rallying, often carried out by enthusiastic volunteers such as Cabinteely guarder Richard Lyons. Frank can only watch and discuss the situation with Joe Reynolds, his team chief. Tomorrow he will play his part behind the wheel. Now his future is in the hands of the experts. Supercars may have been replaced by Group A and speeds reduced, but the circuit has seldom been closer. 3 seconds with a third of the event still to go is negligible. It seems likely that this year's title will go to a former winner, but which winner is anybody's guess. It may be a sprint, but what a sprint. The leaderboard tells us just how close, and Group N is equally as exciting. Easter Sunday in Waterford and Tipperary is going to be a classic, and the weather might play the biggest part of all. Tonight in Waterford, the strain of today's stages tells on Austin McHale.
Physically, it's a very hard car to drive. It's a very heavy car, and I've just really got the shoulders pulled out of me. But it's been going fairly well now since this morning. After the first 2 stages this morning, we got the suspension sorted out, and we pulled back up. I think we're 13 gone out, and I think it's up to 9th now at the moment, and there's only 2 seconds between the 2 cars that's ahead of us. So hopefully we'll pull them back tomorrow, and we hope to get back up into the first 5, maybe 6.
Well, that's day 2 out of the way with, what, just 3 seconds between the pair of you again. It's getting very close.
Yes, it's very tight there. In fact, Jimmy did actually take the lead by 3 seconds going into the last stage. And going through the last stage, it was quite mucky and it suited the Quattro, and we took 6 back off him. So we have got the lead by 3 seconds again. So it's pretty exciting stuff.
He's been saying you've been doing rain dances to get the weather right. Are you going to do one tonight?
I certainly shall, and I think the whole of Wales will be as well. Obviously, I think it's quite a lot down to the weather tomorrow. If it's wet, I think we'll have a good chance, and if it's dry, I think Jimmy's probably got more in his favour.
So there you are, just 3 seconds separating the 2 leading contenders, David Llewellyn and Jimmy McRae. 3 seconds, 1 missed gear change could be what decides this Circuit of Ireland Rally 1987. That's how tight it is. 8 special stages tomorrow, plenty of opportunity for that one crucial mistake to be made. Or will it be made? Will David Llewellyn hold on? We shall see, because we shall bring you that action tomorrow. Join us for that. For now, goodbye.